In this video, I'm going to share with you how much you can earn as a business coach and the number one thing that affects how much you actually earn. So in the world today, coaching is one of the fastest growing industries out there. And at the very top, you have executives and business coaching charging the highest fees. But people are making a lot of mistakes when it comes to what they should charge, how to position their prices, and really how to get the most out of this growing industry. So let's dive into how you actually solve these problems, what you should charge, but first of all, let's cover the main thing that gets in the way. So having worked with hundreds of business coaches now, I can tell you that no matter how experienced someone is, the minute it comes to actually charging for their knowledge, experience, and skills, it is like they have never done anything in their life. We've had people who've sold their companies for 20, 30 million pounds and still feel nervous about charging someone for their experience and their mentoring and their coaching. We've had people who are executives at companies like Dell and Nike and IBM come in and then doing billions of dollars in sales and managing or marketing teams that do millions in campaigns, and then they're working with business owners that have maybe never ever done £1 million a year in revenue, and they are so nervous to even charge anything even though they have so much experience. So the big mistake about pricing happens right here. It's these 6 inches in your head and about the imposter syndrome or the beliefs that you have around money and around your own identity. So based on what you can charge, and I'm going to give you that answer in a second, but this is actually the key to it, this is the thing you have to work out in your head, okay? The first sale you ever have to make in business, and especially as a business coach, is not to another person. It's to yourself. It's to know the value and truly believe that if someone doesn't take you up on your offer at the price point that I'm going to share with you in a second, that you almost feel bad for them. You're like, I know how much that would help them. It sucks, and this is what makes you give you more conviction in the sales. But until you have that in your mind, and you understand the value that you can add, and if you want to see other videos about the value you do add as a prestigious business coach, then please go and watch those. Until you understand that and you're comfortable with the pricing that you are charging, then it's going to be virtually impossible for you to make those sales and feel comfortable with charging the actual prices that I'm about to share with you. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, how much can you actually earn? So I'm going to cover how much you can earn, like per client, per month, per program, and what you can expect to get to, okay? So let's start with what you can charge per client, okay? Now this really depends how you position yourself. If you just position yourself as a regular business coach, just like everyone else, generic, not having a specific target based on your industry and expertise and no real framework, then you can maybe charge anywhere from £500 to £1,000 per month, okay? Maybe $1,500 at the top end. If you position yourself properly as a prestigious business coach, you're looking at anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per month, pounds or dollars really, as you move up per client. Now, the way we usually recommend where people start when they're coming into our prestigious business coach training is they start at $1,500, either pounds or dollars, depending on where their market is per month, because we found that's where most people, it's right on the edge of where they can psychologically handle. We would recommend getting to 2,000 as fast as possible, but most people, when they're following the scripts and the training, can handle 1,500 per month. But if they don't have the confidence in themselves, it's usually 500, 1,000 in that. Okay, and then you can start to ramp it up. We recommend you only have 2 clients at $1,500 a month. So with 2 clients, you'd have £3,000 per month coming in, and then you immediately go up to 2,000 and beyond. And you can see in these tables, this is how we recommend you build your portfolio to get up to 10, 20, 30, 40,000 a month. So that kind of moves into the second question of how much you can earn per client. So we don't recommend selling based on an hourly thing. Okay, we recommend selling programs. Okay, so you create a 6-month defined program as the front end, because the other thing is people don't really like paying ongoing subscriptions, ongoing monthly things, because they don't really know when it's ever going to end, and you're not creating like a defined outcome for them. So we recommend charging £10,000 or $10,000 for a 6-month program. But that means you need a really good defined program. You need to be able to show them in the marketing and the sales process what they're going to get, how it's going to benefit their business, the steps you're going to take them through, so they feel comfortable paying for that and they know they're going to get much more in return to you than what they're paying you up front. The other thing is it's nice getting that cash flow up front. But by doing that and having the 6 months there, this isn't to say you're only working with the client 6 months. You then position the relationship once you start with them. You're doing things and building the relationship. So once the 6 months comes to an end, then you have the next levels and things that you're going to work on in the business. When you do it that way, you can have 5, 10, up to 15 clients and be earning, depending on what you charge monthly, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 a month. So most people, if they're positioning themselves right, should be able to earn £10,000 per month with just 5 clients. However, we wouldn't recommend earning £10,000 per month with 5 clients if £10,000 is your end goal. What's the reason for that? It's because even though you can charge that, and that might sound great for work-life balance, what that doesn't do is that doesn't minimize your financial security risk. Because if each of those 5 clients are paying you £2,000, if one of them suddenly has cash flow problems or some other issues, and says they don't want you to be their coach anymore, you lose 20% of your income. And that's a significant hit. You lose 2 and that's 40% of your income. So this is why we have these portfolios that I'm showing you on screen now. This is why after years of doing this, we say, okay, depending on where you want to hit, this is what we recommend. So if you want 10,000, you should actually almost have amount per month you're charging, but up to 10 clients, because then if you lose 1 client, you're only losing 10% of your income. And we keep the number of clients between 8 to 12 we think is the real sweet spot. And then once you're going over like £30,000 per month, you might need to go up to 15 clients. But you're really much better starting to increase your prices at this rate, because we find that after 15 clients, coaches tend to get a little too distracted. It's a little too much to handle all the different businesses, not from necessarily a time point of view if you're doing that properly, but just from a point of view of keeping on track of all the things you're helping the different businesses with and do. And even though you're not doing the work yourself, that's just a lot to manage, okay? So even if you're doing only 3 to 4 hours work per month per client, it's starting to add up to a lot more. So coaches make this mistake of not charging more as they increase their prices, which is crazy if you think about it, because in any other industry, your time is limited as a business coach. And in any other industry, as the supply gets less, say like classic cars or something, let's say one crashes or it's out of service or they only make a few of them, as there's less available, the prices go up. But this is what I said at the start. If you don't solve the thing in your mind, even though you've now only got 1 or 2 more spaces for one-to-one clients, you're still stuck up there. I could never charge more than £1,500 a month. I could never charge £2,000 a month. No one would ever pay that. Okay? And you don't increase it even though the supply is so little now. And the problem is, when you finish your last spot, if you're good at keeping your client, you're only going and adding more work and not adding more income. So you should increase how much you charge per client as you get closer to the number of clients that you want, because each one is taking like those last few valuable spots remaining to you. Okay. And this is what we see with coaches. Once they get going, build their confidence, and they're up above £10,000 per month, and then they get to 15 and 20, it starts to take the pressure off and they start to realize that, oh, okay, I should be charging more. Okay, I do need to charge more because I don't actually have the capacity to take on many more clients. But sometimes people make the mistake of just stacking their diary full of low value clients, and now they don't have time to market to get new ones. They're too scared to let go of the other ones. And at some point you have to take some step backwards to actually do things how you should have done for the start, charging based on value. Okay. And so really how much you can earn as a business coach depends on what you do here. okay? How you see yourself, the confidence in your skills, how well you position yourself, and then actually having the discipline to go and increase your prices over time as you get closer to that ideal portfolio. And this is why we give the exact plan of what you should do. Why? If you're aiming for £20,000 per month, or £30,000 per month, or £200,000 a year, £250,000 a year, you should really be focused on what the portfolio looks like for you and what you need to charge to make that happen, not just making it up as you go along, okay? And then over time, you'll charge more per client because you'll also be doing more with each client. So as you keep a client 6 months, a year, they might ask you to coach their team. And so now you're not just getting paid £1,500, £1,000 per month, you're getting paid £3,000, £4,000 per month to do multiple things in there. And you can watch one of our other videos about that where we talk about work-life balance and some of the things you do in that regard. So the short answer is, if you want to be earning $240,000 per year or $180,000 per year, $120,000 a year, you need to pick the portfolio and understand what that looks like and really start working on the internal beliefs about the value you're adding. Because if you're helping a business add 10, 20, 30,000 in profit per month by the things you share and the things they implement, then you getting paid $1,500, $2,000 a month is absolutely fair and a brilliant thing, and the trade they should make every time. And so being a prestigious business coach is completely different to being just a regular business coach who hasn't positioned themselves in the market, doesn't have a clear program in order to sell, and hasn't worked on the internal beliefs and doesn't have the confidence in their skills and program to be able to do it. So if you would like to know how we help people become a prestigious business coach much faster, then you can access our guide to see exactly the process we walk people through to do this. Or you can actually speak to one of our teams and click the link in the description and to share how that would look for you going through this process to really earn what you want as a prestigious business coach.